I said Desmond Ofei. Tell us something small about one because I was young. In final she school I say, oh mommy free him, papa. Can you tell me cry? Actually, not Ghana for until
yeah, if you Mampoy Kwapim, I was born and raised there till when I was 12. Maybe 12 years now, I call Belgium.
Okay.
Mami to Belgium, and not even by Belgium. So I studied in Belgium, and my dad around that time went to the UK.
Okay.
Fast forward, tried a career as a professional player, but due to injuries, meant to me and play on the highest level. I studied. So when I got injured, I came back to Belgium. So I was in England for a bit, and I'm back to Belgium. So maybe Belgium, I'm sports management.
Okay.
In Bruges. So after that, I had different opportunities in scouting, in management, but eventually I started coaching in a club called Lokeren.
Okay, Lokeren, yeah.
Yes, Sporting Lokeren. Started with them with the under 12, all up to the senior team, and then a team called bankrupt. So after that, managed to go to Portugal for a bit. In between, I was also in Nigeria, helping out a very massive academy there through a friend. So of course, as a young African man, you always want to come back and do something for your nation or continent. So prior to that, I was in Portugal. I was there for a very short period of time as an interim head coach of Lusitano side, which was a third division side. Incredible experience for me as a young coach. So after that situation, I had to come back to Belgium because I had an offer from Antwerp.
Antwerp, okay.
Royal Antwerp, under 18 / under 21 assistant coach, which is a fantastic experience once again. It was only like 2.5 years ago. After Antwerp, and then I had a call to come and help the nation, basically.
Wow.
So short intro about how life went and how and where we are now.
Before 12 years now, we call Belgium, we call school or Ghana school, then I call
We call CAPS, Christian Unity Preparatory School in Mampo.
Yes. Okay, now Mampo and now what?
Okay.
Wow. Now I school now about football now.
Yes, football has always been a sport, exactly, like every Ghanaian.
Double position.
Not me a winger. Of course, when you're young at that age, you can play any position. But especially when I went to Europe, of course, as a young boy, when you come to Europe, your mom wants you to study. So the pressure was there to study. But of course, we used to play as well, and yeah, always as a winger, I was really fast.
Ghana kakra.
Yeah. She stayed till I think the age of I would say 20. Yeah, she was quite young when she left, so 22, and then she left to Belgium. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she married a Belgian, and then she left.
Wow. Who related to the former Chelsea equipment officer?
Oyam Papa.
Oyam Papa.
Yes.
Wow.
So the late Eric Desmond Ofei.
Yeah.
So my dad was actually a police officer here in Ghana. Worked with the CID, and then had the opportunity to go to the UK after he served in Afghanistan. And then around that period, started as a cleaner in the UK, and luckily, because of the kind of wonderful man he is, worked his way up and got noticed by Chelsea. Because he worked for a company that went to clean in Chelsea Football Club.
Okay.
And the company was dissolved, but because he was very determined, they kept him. They kept him there, and then from a cleaner, he made his way into the academy kit manager. Worked with Loftus-Cheek, Hudson-Odoi, and all these kids. So
once a cleaner, and now the equipment officer for Chelsea. Fantastic. So it means that as I walking down your lineage as your papa were interested in sport, that is why maybe also now follow the same trend.
It was funny because my dad worked for 10 years in Chelsea, but England, we never went to the stadium, I think only once. He loved sports, but he was not that into football, to be honest. It was always education.
Wow.
Like every caring father, of course. So yeah, football has always been the sports, and yeah, it's an addiction. First time.
Team Ben supported Europe.
Of course, when my dad worked in Chelsea, it was Chelsea Football Club, of course. But before that, I think Man United. But more of a, I would say, a manager supporter than a club supporter.
Okay. So, as you're saying, manager supporter.
Exactly. So when Mourinho was at Chelsea, of course, I was
supporting him.
Yes. And then when he went to United, then I came back to United. So, especially in the job, you have to know what is going on, what the modern trends are, and which coaches maybe have that same understanding of the game. So for me, when a team plays well, yeah, I don't really have a favorite team, to be honest.
With your coaching philosophy now monitor.
Exactly.
Wow. So who is your favorite coach?
At the moment, it varies. De Zerbi is doing a fantastic job at Brighton, special coach. It has always been Mourinho because I think he's the one that can blend difficult characters together and getting the best out of any type of player. So I think Jose.
Desmond, Ghana for the type of coach you are and the certificate Ukuta the national under 20.
So I'm currently holding the UEFA A license coach badge. That's one above the highest. Hopefully, I'm going to do my pro license next year in the Belgium FA. And that's the highest badge, coaching badge. The type of coach I am, I think I'm a flexible coach, depending on the squad and the type of team that I don't have a fixed way of working. Of course, we have a national DNA that was developed by Mr. Bernard Lippert when he was here. So, of course, you have to understand football, understand the game, and the modern game is about time, space. I don't want to get too much into tactics or too much into details, but a flexible coach, that's a modern coach. I love attractive football. My teams has to dominate the ball, and also be very organized without the ball. So a very structured team, but very hungry and aggressive, because it's very important to make sure you control the space in the game. So very short, a very dynamic approach of the game based on situation. So HSA, we create where we want the space. We create the moments where we want to score, like managing the game 90 minutes with and without the ball, basically. Yeah.
Fantastic. But did you ever anticipate to say one day you come back to Ghana and serve? To say the OESCC?
Yes, I think so, because I was the only black African coach in Belgium. I coached 6 years on the elite highest level. More than 6 years. Even up to date, there's only one African coach that's coaching in, I think, Antwerp, Ghent under 16. But I was the only one for a very long time. So on the elite level. So I remember a story where in Antwerp, only 2.5 years ago, where a 12-year-old, I think Congolese kid saw me in a training ground and asked me, and I'm the under 18 head coach, and he was shocked. It's only 2 years ago,
Wow.
So yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I stayed in Belgium for so long, because I felt like it was necessary for us to represent, or as an African to represent our own in the elite level, because we share clubs in I think 60% are all Africans in all of the clubs.
Wonderful story, pa Ananope. And Desmond Ofei, head coach in the national under 20 Nanope. You know, young common doors of anti-war question beer and then them now Odiaba. But you had a number of teams our coachy and whether a year under age category teams or coach. Mami into teams men our coaching.
Yeah, so like I said, we started in Royal Antwerp. I was there for a very long time, 6 to 7 years, from under 12 to the first team. After Antwerp, after Lokeren, I went to Sporting. I went to Portugal, Lusitano side, which was a third division side, so Premier, third division side with the senior men, so first team. Interim head coach, fantastic experience because most of the coaches make it to the top because it's not an easy league at all. Tactically, for me, the Portuguese are doing really well. So after Lusitano, then I came to Antwerp, Royal Antwerp, for one good season, and now I'm here.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. In all the teams our coach here, they're in a more better experience as a coach.
I would say Lusitano, so in Portugal, because it was a situation where there was a lot of racism. We had a lot of Portuguese players, we had African players, Brazilians, and they were all in different camps. Wow. So as a coach, you had to manage all this. It wasn't easy. I remember when the team protested against the management just a day before a game.
Wow.
Didn't want to play. It was a lot going on. So yeah, that was where I always thought that I was a very good technical coach. But that's where I had to learn to be a man manager, learn to manage situations and anticipate and find solutions in a very rapid situation. So I think that's where I learned the most. Yeah.
So in that critical situation, you
have to find a solution. You know, when your players say that they don't want to play a very important game and because of money or contract issues or whatever, just have to find a solution. And it reminds me of the situation where Chelsea was sold, with Abramovich and everything, and where Tuchel has to be more of the spokesperson than the coach. So it's about managing expectations at that moment, making sure everybody's on the same page and finding solutions.
Very well. But when you had the opportunity to come to Ghana,
so the story, it took us a while to find for me to come because it's not easy to leave everything you have to come down. But it was a quick decision because when your country calls, you can't say no.
Yeah.
So I started in the technical directorate to assist the technical director, Mr. Bernard Lippert. I was the manager of high performance. What does that mean? And up to now I still have the title. So I'm responsible for all the national youth teams, so qualifications, philosophy, everything. So I was there and also assisting Samuel Bodu last year.
Under 20, no?
Under 20. So we're doing a lot of work in the background, exactly. And Bodu got promotion to the local Black Stars, and then the opportunity came for me to help with the progression of the team.
National under 20 at the Maui, then our year selection, players know here and I said, yes, decided to be role, self a couple, send it here.
So in the current state, we have 10 football regions.
Okay.
In every region, we have 5 scouts. So it makes it 50 scouts at the FA at the moment. We want to expand to make it 10 scouts per region. But so we have scouts. So what we do is basically we let our scouts before a tournament.
Okay.
Prior to the tournament, we give assignment to the scouts to scout all over in all the regions, and they'll give us a list of the scouted players. Of course, also as a coach, you have to go and watch the games, but you cannot be everywhere. So we trust these scouts have been trained from the technical directorate. So and also trained based on our national philosophy and DNA. So every player, every position behind the profile is written out. Striker has to be this tall, this quick, this attributes. So everything is written out. So for this current under 20, we had luckily, almost 1,300 players.
1,300 players.
Yeah, that we screened. So all in our system, age, position, club, all the attributes. We had time. We took our time as well. So it started last year around in March. So we started quite early, and we did our homework really well. And this was the best possible squad we could assemble here. So we follow up on those players. So it almost took category A, B, C. A meaning that you are ready for the national under 20 now, or you're a national team player now. B is you have potential, but you have to wait. And then C is okay. There's something there, but at the moment not good enough. So all these players, they're in the system. We are following them up. Our scouts are following them as well. And like for now, in this current under 20. We use the age category 2004 and 2005.
Yeah.
World Cup, under 20 World Cup is next year, and the age category is 2005.
Yeah.
So just say all these 04 players, they have to move on. Ideally to the under 23s, and if they're doing really well, like that.
Yeah.
So we have a transition plan for all these players. So we keep tabs on them, all these players, and we know them really well. And the next group that is coming to knock are incredible players. So yeah, we have a lot of talent in this country.
A lot of talent in this country. You sure?
100%.
But under 20 boys here, would you more about this particular tournament? Obviously, we have opportunity access you and we need the best. Now, if we say everything about
100%. Yeah, we took our time. We were very diligent in our approach. We started camping in October. Prior to the selection, we started camping in October, and we had 4 camping moments before the tournament. 4 camping moments of maximum 3 weeks, and then we break them, and they go to their various clubs.
Okay.
So we took our time to really assess them on every possible aspect of the game. So mentally, physically, tactically, emotionally. So yeah, we took our time, and this absolutely, and it proved as well. If you saw the performance of the boys now, because a good player is not only a good player on the pitch. We believe that being a good person or good human being makes you even a better player. So character is very important.
Very important.
It's not only say winning bona or bana or a superstar. Because the game is not that easy. It's not that simple. Yeah.
So how difficult was the selection process? Because said okay, 1,000 and over. And with this shortest period of time, how difficult was it for you?
It wasn't difficult because we had a benchmark. Luckily, what we did, it was Coach Zito and Lai took the under 17s to Serbia.
Okay.
And they did fantastically well. So and prior to that, Coach Samuel Boydu took the boys to Ivory Coast. There was a tournament. It was a cup that we played there. So mixed of those two boys, we had a base. So this was the level. We didn't start from zero. And then from there on, we kept building up, and that's why we got to this group. So I was very fortunate to have a really good, and we knew what we were looking for.
Okay.
The qualities that we were looking for, and we knew the level of the tournament. So we knew, okay, which player had the potential, what kind of training do they need to progress to make it to the level that we were looking for. So we had a plan and we had a vision, and it came to pass. Yeah.
But as a coach, a high performance coach, what do you look in for from a player? Who player na dia na ohia wo mu pa ebe mo ama sa selection?
I think we have in our scouting 4 criteria that we are looking for. So first one is intelligence.
Okay.
Decision making of a player. Secondly is about intensity. That's key. If you look at our current under 20, you saw the games now, boy, now the intensity was really high.
Too much.
But when we talk about intensity, it's not only physical intensity or how quick you can run or how strong you are. It's about mental intensity as well. So when you're can you execute on the highest level, even under pressure? That's intensity. So doing everything on the absolute high and intensive level. And then you are looking for something special.
Okay.
So as a player, do you have something special that what down for now? What does that mean? Are you super fast? Are you super good dribbler or passer or whatever? So we have all these criteria in place in our scouting, and that's where we based our selection on.
Wow. Wow. Working with the F, Ayana and Pemi Briete, most of, especially the senior national team. any the other junior teams, you say, oh, if any influence coaches for me player, what experience be in your, I mean, time year was selected under 20, no? If you know, be influence, oh, friendly player, friend dreams, if you player, friend vision, there, those things that you're saying.
No, absolutely not. Like I said before, no, the list that I get or we got was based on the scouts. So the scouted players that was scouted by our own scouts. So that's a priority. And also as a coach, when you go and see players and monitor them, and you feel that they can help the team. So it was a decision, and I'm focused, but in reality, no, we just pick the best players.
The best players.
The best players. The best players.
Without any influence whatsoever. Zero.
No.
Are you sure?
100%.
I'm not for a cat boy. No great.
I'm a product of Ghana. Yes, Mr. Ketia Sokriku is the one that appointed me and that brought me from Belgium because I had offers.
Okay.
I had a lot of offers. I could have gone to Club Brugge, I could have gone to Mechelen. These are all Premier League clubs in Belgium.
Wow. And
he managed to convince me. So it's not like I'm his boy, but he's the one that brought me to the country and gave me this opportunity. So I'm thankful for that. He had a vision. He has a vision. He works really hard. There's nobody that works harder than Mr. Keto Kreku. He's incredible. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep because he football is our heart. You know, football is if you saw the final, is what makes us happy as a nation. So this is our product, and he's the one that is in charge now to make sure that the what he says, fixing the foundation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to be done. So me being his boy, no, I'm here to help the nation, and I'm here thanks to the president, and we are in the FA. Everybody that's there is super motivated, super hungry to achieve the absolute highest for Ghana again, because we need to get back to our glory days, and because the talent is there. Ghana or talent, but we have to do something with the talent. And you just don't. And you say, wako parts, superstar na or Black Stars. It's a process. It takes a while, and we are putting structures in place. And for example, I don't know if you heard, but in Bogatanga we have our first GFA Elite Football Academy.
The Winkungu Center.
Yes, just because the problem in Ghana now is a footballer can actually start playing full-time in a capacity in a club when he's 15 years. After when he starts SHS. In Europe, when you're 5-6, you can start playing in academy. We don't have it here. So we are missing out at least 9 years of development time. So now with this project, we want to grab the boys earlier. Excuse me. Put them in our national academy, and then train them through our national philosophy. It's the same as Clairefontaine in France, what France did with Pogba and all these top players that came through. So, and the president, like I said, is very, very ambitious and wants to do this in all the 10 football regions. But for now, I think the central region, Kumasi is the next one, and then we come to Accra. So having 3 national academies where we can start training 14, 15 is huge. It's incredible.
And to contract, to say duration, FNM was saying, FNM can say a buying it because when the national team said, I am now buying it here, and also wants to share to say.
No, in my case, I'm working at the technical directorate, so I'm the manager of high performance, so responsible for all the national youth teams, but I'm also the director of coach education. When Mr. Bernard Lippert left, Minta is now also a commentator. Exactly. Okay. So I'm on the payroll of the
FA. In the duration, how many years now you did
that one I cannot disclose.
You cannot disclose. But you still say Ubetimia stay on and help develop this under 20.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Long-term project.
Oh yeah, under age coaching and also Ubetimia coach the senior level.
I don't understand the question.
Me say under 20 no under age category to say be under 20, under 23, under 17. And no kwano leveler as a coach with me a coachy. And I say be you throw the challenge for you say Desmond before the Black Stars of Ghana, no coach here. Can you coach?
Once again we have huge plans in the FA. We really want to make sure that every talent in this country gets an opportunity.
Yeah.
If our national A team the Black Stars should survive, it will start from the junior side.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but last week now we officially have under 15 national team, under 16 national team, under 17, under 18, under 19, under 20, under 21, under 23. So I think in Africa, I think we are one of the first, exactly, MA, a member association that has all the national youth age categories. So for me personally, as manager of high performance, it's my responsibility to make sure we have a transition from, if there's a superstar in the national under 15, hopefully he'll make it to the Black Stars. So for now, my focus is actually 100% on the process and
time will tell.
Exactly.
Time will tell.
Exactly.
But the bad day I'll be to me a critically. You want to train yes, be Black Stars no. A board 2-3 matches before I call World Cup be critically.
All in good times.
In good times. Very well. But do you think that the 1 month preparation in Pram no help the processor to me achieve this gold medal for Ghana?
No, I think for us, like I said, we have a very intelligent and very determined president, and we started camping in October. We knew, because camping in Pram is not cheap. Is the cost of the FA. Under 17s were in camp, under 20 were in camp, the princesses were in camp. It was a lot. Even the futsal team was in camp at the moment in time. So, and all this is covered by the FA, and it costs a lot. Food, transportation, so we had to cut this period into 4 pieces, like I said before. So we took our time, and it helped.
But share some experiences. More Pram go through some of them. Share with us. It is saying Pram. Mo didi mo nai mo how and pen for visit mo and come share some with us.
Pram is our it's under renovation at the moment. So there's a new pitch that's being laid right now. There's a lot of investments from the FA is going in at the moment as we speak. So Pram is our national soccer center. We have a chef there who is fantastic, that cooks for the boys. So it's a national center. We are there to work. We are not expecting luxury. It's humility. It's the national youth team. There's good food. There's a place for you to sleep, and a place to train. What else do you need? So for us, it's a good enough environment for us to focus on what we are doing, and that's training, and that's hard work, and that's what it's about.
How many friendly games now, during your stay in Pram? Now they prepare for this tournament.
So the last phase of the tournament, we played 5 games, before the tournament. So we managed to play almost all the big clubs in Accra and around Accra. We played Heart of Lions, we played Great Olympics, we played Hearts of Oaks before, and then Akosombo, Crystal Palace, exactly, we played them as well. And then when we went to Cape Coast for 1 week before the tournament, and we played also Vipers, Vipers and Dwarfs as well. So 5, 6, 7 games.
Yeah, read the impact and the contribution of your other technical staff, the Neo Dati Lamte, and the other Salifu, former it is saying more impact behind you, because among for our session say that thing is very experienced or Bobo Nachepa, but still as a more collaboration, there's some understanding in you guys. I'm saying any city or more contribution for you.
No, first and foremost, I want to thank them. They were massive. I think they are all incredible coaches. Having the legendary Neo Dati Lamte with us, the name alone, as a footballer, when you come, you sit straight. The respect level is incredible, because he's very, despite the fact he has a big name, he's very open to share his ideas, open to share his experiences with the boys, and he helped a lot of the boys. understand what it means to become a professional footballer.
Okay.
Day to day, what do you like? Your behavior and mentality. He's also a very good coach. He's doing fantastically well with Glow Lamp Academy. Some of his boys are traveling. 2-3 boys at least a year. So he's a top coach. And I was very lucky. I told him, of course, I was very lucky to have him in the staff with all his experience. And also Salifu Fatau took Heart of Lions after I think 13 years in Division 1 to the Premier. So with his experience in the national team plus the club side, he's a fantastic guy, and top coach as well. And I had also Amwako, Isaac Amwako, goalkeeper coach from ex-Kotoko legend with us, because if you look at our matches, we had 4 clean sheets. The keeper in the final was incredible. So I'm really thankful, and I'm really happy to have this fantastic knowledgeable people around the team that helped us to achieve the greatest thing.
Team motivation to say normally you have a core major tournament and we talk about the financial motivation, you're talking about per DMs and so many others. For your team, this particular tournament, I'm aware financial motivation net is saying we are sorted technically, most also we are sorted financially.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. FA did its parts, the government did its parts, but the focus for us was to achieve the ultimate goal. We're not looking at any financial gains, in my opinion. The boys were really hungry to prove something on the pitch, and that's what they did, and that's what we did. So, but luckily everything is in order.
It's in order. And then I will impact especially in these boys, because these are the same boys the Brina War, the Ghana Premier League, but born national under 20 games, we see a different mentality on the field. And then I will impact it for these under 20 team.
Like I said before, it's something that's from the FA, something that we want to emphasize on, and as a culture, we have to change our culture as a nation. We have a lot of talent, but for me, we are lacking intensity in everything we do.
Okay, intensity.
Even off the pitch. When you go to the streets, we lack intensity. And we want to create a culture where these boys can thrive on a daily. So the standard that we set is really high. It means that every day, and why I didn't know no. It's every day 100%.
Okay.
And that's the only way you can achieve something in life in general. So that's what we did, and that's what we are doing also in the FA, and this is our model, where we want to create a winning environment where everybody is accountable.
Yeah.
And we are very honest with ourselves.
Okay.
And then we are there now, and and you have to sit up and also make amends so it's about creating a culture, winning environment, and an incredible high performance environment where everybody knows this is the target we are working for. So even if there are problems at home and that bothers you, you come, we deal with it together as a family, and then we move on. 100%. So we created a really good high performance culture, and this is what like I said, the president stands for, and that's how also the FA is currently is operating.
What team now strength here for defense, midfield, or attack?
Totality.
The entire department. Yes. Okay.
So we knew when the person like against Benin, physicality, we're ready. So we, like I said, the selection of these boys was based on mentally, physically, technically, and tactically.
Okay.
Those 4 aspects of the game, and we had it all. So if you look at the backline, defense very solid. Conceded 1 goal. Up front we scored 6. We had a goal king as well, golden boots. So it shows there's solidity in the team, and the team was very well balanced. So it's a very well balanced team, and for me the most important thing was mentality.
Okay.
And this is football, which might have, like, you can be a superstar, but if you don't have the right mentality, you can never make it. And our boys had the right mentality, all of them. Yeah.
Special formation formation day.
With me personally, maybe that's an advantage, maybe a disadvantage, but I can play any formation.
You can play any formation. Yes. Because at a certain point, we also players will move rotating on the field. I don't know. I have no idea.
True. So my philosophy that aligns with the FA's and our DNA like I said, it's about space and time.
Space and time.
So let's say space waha. Or for example, when you are building up from the back, where do you want to create the space? Okay. This is football. And you have be a space in one alcohol. Because opponent will say space in one, block space in.
Okay.
But imagine say, what the ball call left first, opponent will call left and I'm right, space will bow. So how do you go to the right side as quickly as possible? So it's about creating space, time, and it's about intelligence, you know, for the boys to understand when to move, when to pass, how to pass. So it helps. It helps when you have intelligent players and players with quality. So for me, I think we played. There was one game where we played like 4 formations.
4 formations, testing the game.
Exactly.
Variation.
Exactly. So, especially in a tournament, opponent to best stadium system album. So because Ghana plays in a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2.
Okay.
Space, one more back 3, one more left and right in the corners. So when we see this, no opponent, so opponents adapting to us. So when we see this now, of course, then we go to a back 4, close the space, and then we counter. So we think ahead of what we anticipate.
Okay.
So for us, that's why also how we train. We train all our training sessions is based on, like I said, intelligence, finding a space, time, decision making, and training is for the coaches, but in the game, the match is for the players. As a coach, your impact is maybe 1% during a match day, especially in the final where you have 40,000 people in the stadium. We shout the crowd So it's the work you put in, and for us, luckily, our style is agro.
Of course, agro football.
In the street, small post. Exactly. But Ghana, we stand for. We have to dominate.
Okay.
You have to dominate the ball. So that's why also I chose 4 midfielders in a 3-4-3 or in a 4-4-2. My midfielders is always a block of 2 holding and 2 number 10s because midfielders. Asian, Bate, Apia, Muntari, all our legends, apart from the legendary Asamoah Gyan, but 90% are our midfielders. Ghanaians are midfielders. So we looked at who we are, what makes us, and that's what we are trying to do. So that's also our DNA. We are not a country. You have defensive football. Counter. No. We want the ball. When we lose the ball, we want to get the ball back as quickly as possible. So that's
What is the intelligence level of the Ghanaian player? Obviously, we are intelligent enough to understand, adapt the tactics of a coach.
100%. We are naturally gifted. So now, if you create an environment for them to understand the game, I think what we are lacking is a tactical understanding of the game.
Okay.
But if we can get them as young as possible with our national philosophy, our end goal is limitless. We are going really far. I'm telling you, we are going really far.
Okay. In your earlier submission, press conference, and I know credit to Samuel Bodu. What role specifically play in this under 20 team and in winning this gold medal?
Yeah, I was very lucky when I started. When I came, Coach Samuel Bodu was the head coach of the under 20. I was assisting him. He guided me, understanding the Ghana football and Kazan, and we laid the foundation, or he laid the foundation. I would say I supported him, and he laid the foundation of this current under 20. So yeah, he's a very influential coach to me personally, because he has achieved look at his CV. What he has won, what he won in Accra Heart of Oaks and everything. So he's a top coach. And he's doing really well as well in Brekum Chelsea now.
Yeah. Now I have this message. Osi, please, Maestro, tell that young man in the studio that I greet him, and he should stop speaking English and speak Twi. Good fellow Ofei, and good fellow Eddie Nediaba, and good fellow say Minkancho say
Mati, no problem.
Say good fellow Yonia, we're top notch, we're a hard guy. Better than Nancy as a warrior, what to say, Coco. He done a scene of your show said, Obi Aba. But me say na no kohwe match be my pamo free a match now I say a match be
it was a tournament. It was Accra Lions. Accra Lions. Organized a tournament. Vision Emotion was there. Right to Dream.
Right to Dream.
And you know all the best academies know me now. And so I'm using opportunity now to share the talents. We're in the final stages of the selection.
Okay.
In our this tournament.
Formation of this team.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought not in here we needed an extra striker.
Okay.
And ideally a left back. So because tournament, unfortunately they felt my presence wasn't welcome. The reasons I don't know. But almost facility. So if they say I'm not welcome, me welcome. So what can I do? They have their reasons.
I know a national team coach.
They know, pa.
I know Pamo.
Yeah.
So best scout your talents maybe.
I don't know if it was Accra Lions or one of the teams, but it is what it is.
I saw Accra Lions players who team.
Yeah, 3.
Or 3 women.
Exactly.
Yeah, to scout yes and Pamo.
Understandable, but what can you do?
Wow.
It's like,
wow. But we team here a gold medal Maui. Yeah, about the specifics, so but we feel say some of your players with me and Blasters call up and as we deserve it, Blasters call up.
I'm 100% sure, because the way I'm making players, despite the fact that we are very good, our mentality is incredible. They are so hungry, a comedy woman, and they want one person will represent Ghana.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure some will get a call up soon. Yeah.
So me push you to the corner. Say my 3 players I feel say merited the Black Stars call up. Players being dean available.
Push me in corner.
Person push one away.
No, it wouldn't be fair. Any fair to the other players, because we want to go together.
Yeah.
And we are together. And if Omofroma is the decision of the head coach, and not my decision, so I cannot.
But you let me consult you as the coach of the team. He say recommend the back one and you be family. As coaches, you do that.
It's true. It also depends on the position he needs and things the boys can develop.
Now we need a striker. You probably be go samai.
Jerry free.
Every year, you can midfielder say party prepare. Maya. Party prepare. Into midfield to grab it down. You pass it and go anymore. Maya.
I would say Martin and AJ.
They were incredible. Defense, so to club them kakanga. You want to be boying.
Aaron Nessel is very mature because he played with under 23s.
Okay.
AFCON.
Okay.
Nana Kwamboachi did an incredible job.
Yeah.
My captain Kufo, unfortunately, no Opera. The game before the final. And as a captain, I felt he deserved to lead the team into the final, and he gave his best. But on the day, we felt say he wasn't 100%. But like I mentioned, when you're training,
and these are fantastic players. I'm telling you for a fact. But before the tournament, now we must be to just our tournament wages, because the last time I was here, PRG over 13 years ago, and before your appointment, I'm for new class. Wait myself. What is Betty's as our crew?
Normal, because one an enemy, and Ghana coaches top coaches
yeah.
Inti every job ni mama and normal say people are ever doubt. Say okay, I didn't see any job nama ubi on tikruma, but me Ghana.
Yeah.
I don't my skin color yeah black, so it's normal for them to have doubts, but in the end, like I said, President Keto Kriku had faith in me, brought me here, knew what we could achieve together, and the NAA, and so in the end, it's normal to have doubts, and it was up to me, to prove myself, and I had to also prove myself. I remember someone, I'm not going to mention the name, asked me a question, saying, "How cry? They been away winning." So you're a good coach, but they been away winning. So now I'm making my custom winning all African games.
Wow. I know you have one achievement of it, it will make you proud going ahead, right?
100%, and it's the first one, the first of many to come, and we achieve great stuff in these national youth teams and also in the Black Stars.
Would you know how are you going to put them together, monitor them for the future of maybe the Black Stars, the national under 23, or for the national under 20? How are you going to manage? Because most of the times, your book game back we the tournament back we and the players now scattered. The next call up with different faces nearly. How are you going to put them together? Are they a solid team for you going forward in the subsequent year tournament?
Easy, because when him say in league, yes, it's a league economy. But we are league in one, want to compete with European leagues, especially Sikasem. So into player offer back for a player 100% esoko because esoko provide the money family. Onya $1,000 ewa hana club so money $5,000 obeka devi. No obeko. So and these our boys, you know, we are very good players and we hope say they will develop, and for the next step, you know, also they cannot stay to me stay Ghana for too long for their development's sake. So at the right time and right opportunity, I say omoko start a career in Europe. Our job is to advise them. I say advise them the right steps to take. Career pathway. And yes, they all have managers, they all have agents, and they can decide and go where they want to go, but we can only advise. Why? Because Scandinavia Division 3, now Ope call up, it's going to be very difficult. We'll advise them, we'll guide them in their next steps. And the ones that don't get opportunities, we'll advise them in the right clubs and also follow them up. And we have big plans in this FA. What we want to do is also have a consistent camping moment. So this boys in a FIFA window, we'll just bring them back, or even in Europe, come together, train, play friendly matches, and let them go again. So a consistent approach will help us monitor them and guide them towards the end goal, which is the Black Stars.
Because the guy knows he would know that Lamtin party saying or that Lamtin saying. Yeah,
legend. I call him Legend 1. me and Mr. Ni or that Lamte is my mentor. He's a legend. On paper, he's the first assistant. But in reality, he's my technical advisor.
Wow.
Yeah. With his experience and everything, so we have a really good working relationship on and off the pitch, and I respect him so much and I love him so much, and he has done so much for the nation. He's the one that opened the door in Belgium for Ghanaian players, in Holland, in the UK. What he achieved is, Charlie, it's not easy. It's not easy. So as a man like Mr. Neo Dati Lamte, you have to embrace him and tap into his experience, and that's what I did. And no, we are
cool. But you think that also on the head coach now? Do you have that? He say also on the head coach. Now we are assistant
now. I mean, it's a sensitive question though, because what I think is not that important. But I think the roles that we played within the staff, and that's what got us into getting this medal. So thank you for your question, but yeah.
Okay.
And all the good people that helped to mature DNA. So the DNA will help us say under 16, under 17 boba Ghana never born. So it helps with our playing style. It helps for us to also scouting okay, and this is a player Black Star. So we are building from the ground up. Actually, I say okay, yetiti player be a under 50 no striker. This is the profiler, and this is the way I bit my training no ide. Akokobo Amai and Black Star, because this is how we want to play our football and kasangasa. What is the DNA? It means we want to control and dominate the game. This is who we are. Yenchembo. Abate. So our DNA is based on who we are, and we have enhanced and modernized it in the current state of football. So in there's direction, there is intensity, there's tenacity, there is so with all that said, in short, this DNA will help us, give us an identity of who we are as a footballing nation. And I think we saw a glimpse of it in this tournament, how we want to play football.
Very well. And rank out for a crowd on Namsi, production, the mouse from now, Ghana 14, because only gold medal now to me can call and go family. And we are Yania preparatory near Jack Kamawati, maybe because yeah, Tawachi and they was a Bibiaku. Near talking about the DNA. Now, here for the back share a supervisor, not DNA are spread it across all the 10 active regions in this country, because many sure say a new packet to a juma. And do you think say we have that coaches? And I say coaches who can handle coaches who meeting your boy. I'm here to the right DNA impartation into our young players.
Yes, I think I best started with the coach education.
Coach education,
which is my responsibility. So actually, say our license, D, C, B, and hopefully by end of the year we are working on it, and if not next year, the CAF A license. So all the modules in the license, will be based on our national DNA. So just the next generational coaches, they will work with our DNA. On top of that, after the league, all the Premier League coaches will have a speed course on what the DNA is about. They'll have a handout on how, if they are interested, if they want to, it's not a by force. Also Division 1, Division 2. So we are doing a lot to enroll what the DNA is about, and for us the most important thing here in our coach education actually is to implement it. We also go to the schools to implement the DNAs, especially in the PE teachers. It's a woman coaching in Kolankola now. So the basic, it will be also given to them, and we'll also be doing seminars, clinics, workshops to promote the national DNA. So there's a line, there's a work in place to launch officially in practice our national DNA.
So what is the objective of the DNA? In fact, a DNA woman DNA mo pese Ghana for your born mo pese your born is saying enya grow the bia ye be bobo bi ti said ye mobi wi ase dana. Munti mo pese
we antisa born na ye born nyina no eno ane ba bo, but say ye the modern trends in say den e kan ho, because you could share Germany and you could share Spain. Now, football na konani. It's a bit scientific now, so analyzing the way I boy and born, who we are. So it's not going to change. The way you're Ghana for, we are Ghanaians. We love playing football. You're the ball, you pursue hold on to the ball as long as possible. So it's not like Barcelona tiki taka where we want every player be in his position or expressing as best as possible. So me number 10 when you're born no in nutrition, but for him to be effective in his nutrition dribble, I say he has to be in the right position. Body shapes, I say right. Me a right footer. And I'm on the left side. Now pressure if he me right in the bar, my first touch is away from the pressure. It's not on my left, because I say me cut it back to my right foot. So it means a ball neighbor na pressure neighbor. If you right neighbor, I say me first touch, I cut the right side as well, so that I have the ball on my right side, I can dribble. And so it's about fine tuning who we are as a nation, and then working towards it. So and your ball who and I say something new, but it's going to be a the way I hear it now, but it's 2.0. Ghana football 2.0.
What do you say about agro ball? I mean, that entertaining football affairs, now a diamond for back into our various stadium, and I say stadium no more game. No, they say and share the new game. What do you say about it? Who encourage it?
Yeah, the problem we have now is and it's a shame, because our academy is your academy is very organic. The problem is we want to copy what is out there. We want to copy how Barcelona is playing, how Pep Guardiola is playing, but it's not us. And the way I Pep people and I say we bono to me the way or no children. So you're forced to say you're brofalizing in football, and for me it's not the way forward. We have to stick to who we are as a nation.
Identity,
Yes, our identity as Africans, as Ghanaians, and who we are as Ghanaians. If you compare us with, for example, Senegal and I say Ivory Coast, I wouldn't say more gidi takashi like any Benin boys, but Ghana for you say you hold on to the ball. We want to entertain. We want to entertain the crowd, and this is the football we have to play. Actually, say we have to hold on, like I said, as long as possible to the ball. Any ball, and so we have to get the ball as quickly as possible. So this is, and that's the modern part of it. In streets now, in fun, but it's fun without purpose. Yen chambers like abate, but in the end, football is about results. If I say I should go, okay, a bit more about abate. So how do you infuse that abate, grow, and then make sure say okay in the end you win 5 or 6-0. In this tournament I was expecting our team to dominate and score teams like 5, 6, 7, but and say so and with us I think our main objective also is we need more strikers. We need more strikers. Why? It's not a fault, because like I said, a small post. Small post, striker bang. And how do you even strike the ball without a goalkeeper? Like which technique are you using? So but this DNA will help us improve on those things.
Very well. But team Ghana team Ghana support?
All of them.
Oh, how can you say that?
All of them.
All of them say. Hassan Akotoko. But you have plans one day you come back and coach one of their teams here in Ghana?
Mean to me. No, it's a joke. No, I know the league. I know the league really well, and I respect all the coaches in the country. But I hope say one thing I hope they say in clubs, they will go back to their glory days.
Okay.
And we are working really hard from the FA to fill the stadiums again. Make sure say I think one thing that we also want to push, and is maybe a bit too early, but we need to encourage more young players. For the Premier sides to start using more young players.
Young players?
Yeah, because
you think young players will be any
no, but the encouragement should be say yes. We should look ahead. As a club, I think it's not easy to run a club in Ghana because how do you the profitability of running a club? Is about selling tickets, sponsoring, and selling of players, and investments. When you come for your stance, where's the money going to come from?
I didn't think of it to be affiliate stance.
The passion is there. Look at what happened
because
in the final.
Now, more finally, and some of your games,
exactly.
What do you say?
So
but you didn't think it affiliate stance.
So it's about we have to do it together. We have to encourage our fans to come and support their clubs that they love. That's one. Secondly, the clubs must also engage them more. I'm not telling the clubs what to do, and I know the clubs are also doing their very best to make sure that the fans comes to the stadium. But for me, I think when the entertainment level is higher, automatically you attract the fans. So once again, I feel we should just go for more younger players. That will also help the national teams.
Okay.
Because Uko, as a coach, Uko scouted for national under 20 now, Uko has and so forth, and you can't even find one or two top players that can help the team. It's painful. And we did our very best, and that's what we tried to do to make sure, all the major clubs get the opportunity to also have players. 100%.
In your team, no Kotoko player be anymore.
No, we had one, Shadrach Addo, but he had some personal problems that he had to go and solve. So unfortunately, we couldn't add him to the squad. So Shadrach was the only
Kotoko player.
The goalkeeper was. The matches I saw, unfortunately, like I said, we couldn't identify any young player that was good enough to help us. But I'm sure in the under 17 or more 18 or 17 team, there's a lot of young talented players there. But like I said, we have to encourage them to come and play the Premier. Say, imagine what is a Kotoko has 16, 17, 15-year-old boy be as a fan, so and yes, we respect the old players and senior players. But there has to be a blend, and also it will help the intensity of the game also.
Okay.
Because if you have too many, call experienced players, sometimes. Too much experience football. So it helps the intensity of the game. So just my personal views.
Very well. But Unumi says he say we coaching director for the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
And in graduation, under 17 for now, also monitor about 20 any other no. Say how are you graduating? Those ones now you push under 20 for not to kakra.
Yes.
And they call you know so any work on kakra.
Yes. So as a manager of high performance, it's very important for me or for the FA for us to have a short-term and long-term plan. What our president Kurt Iyesokweku is doing is that he loves the youth. His slogan is fixing the fundamentals, and if you fix the fundamentals, automatically, the senior side will get their reward.
Yeah.
So for us, we shouldn't lose any single talent in this country.
Okay.
There's no way say there's a superstar there and we don't know nothing about the boy, or he's not in the national team. It's not possible. It's not possible. So it's about identifying the right players at the right time, giving them the right development, say development way, and then also the right pathway. So, for example, the Serbian, the team that went to Serbia, that did really well. The Four Nations Cup, that won the Four Nations Cup. We identified 7 incredible players in that squad.
Okay, 7.
Yes, and they were with us to the last day of when we traveled to play this tournament. So these boys are also on standby. So if the 204s know any opportunity, no moko Omenima, they automatically they are the next one that are coming in. Exactly. The under 15s are starting also. So from 15 you go to 16 and then so forth and so on. So we are working really hard, and every kid that is talented in this country, we'll find him, we'll groom him, and we'll create a pathway through the national team for him to express him. But most importantly also, like I said before, the clubs have responsibilities as well to promote those talented boys. We shouldn't be scared, say we're 15 and we're 16. No, it's not possible. Look at what's happening here in Barcelona. I got 16-year-old in his first team. So we must
encourage that one. How many foreign-based players in the team?
So there was one who signed for Lyon, which was Hakim Suleimana, but it was a player that was in Right to Dream. Unfortunately, the operation and he was even when he came to camp, he wasn't 100%. But we saw his potential, and we helped him get into his level, and he helped us as well. Number 20. So he was the only one, and he signed for Lyon. So during the process of our training and campaign, and Osama Lyon, but we didn't bring any foreign players. Why? It was a conscious decision because we wanted to give our local boys the opportunity to thrive. So depending on the phase of the tournament, but for us now, it's not necessary for us to bring any foreign-based players. But one thing, as the FA, we have a scouting platform where all these talented boys that can play under 17, under 20, under 23, and even Black Stars, they are on it. So we are monitoring them as well. We are speaking to them. And in a situation where Okochusima Holland, I think I started so also it's our responsibility to bring them on time. But the most difficult thing is who play now about AZ first team but or qualify for under 20. Often some member under 20 tournament, all African games. It's difficult because one is outside of the FIFA window. So the club will not allow him to come. And so the timing has to be right, and the tournament also has to be right. So we are working on it.
Just a then you when the foreign based players are moving fall into your category.
Not at all.
National under 20 Akwaje World Cup in media after that more what plans now because we say Wafu is just at the corner in October. So preparation then now they call Wafu no the bid to go and play in the World Cup and possibly the World Cup because they say there we a coach also Jimeda at the Magana. What you say? And the plans are the same.
So the plans we have, they say the plans, true plans not too a long time before. So for this we had 4 major tournaments in mind. All African games, Wafu, which is in October, Zone B. The top 2 qualify in our zone to the AFCON, and the top 4 in the AFCON qualifies to the World Cup 2025, which is just next year. So the plans we had is we have built a good base now of very, very talented boys. Yes, we will lose some, no problem, but we have like I said before, the under 17 boys now at Barcelona also only very, very gifted and talented, and in October we have enough time to prepare. So also start I say team no are 100% ready until will be opportunity be no. We'll keep scouting. So on the scouting base we are going to start from zero again. So there's no way say player do a holding ball or hope for a call up because we need gold in tea. Maybe no chance.
Your doors are open
100%,
but scouting more
100%. So we'll keep scouting.
Premier League games
from Premier to Division 3 to even all the academies, even for Kobo Cry Koshe.
Okay, Mate. Now, what do you say? You're a major problem here in Ghana, and a scoring of goals. Now, you're legend, and now we should go to my pie, baby jet Asamoah. We are finding it difficult to replace Asamoah. You think, sir, who play a Jerry Free will be the right replacement for Asamoah? Looking at the way pouncing on the defense, no share goes so. You think he can be the right replacement for Asamoah?
first and foremost, you can't compare Jerry Ofei with the legend himself.
Yeah, then compare.
No, but he has some attributes. He's very fast. Jerry Ofei is a very explosive player. Technically really good. But if Usha strikers they tend to flourish at around the age of 25, 26, 27. Why? Because scoring is of course, is a gift, but the more experience you have as a striker, the better. Look at Drogba. Drogba started scoring proper goals when he was 27, 28 years in Chelsea Football Club, 26, 27, 28. So Luis Costa back then. For Jerry, the future looks bright. What he's showing already at this young age, is incredible. We knew Jerry. I know Jerry for a very long time now. Been working with Jerry for almost more than a year.
Okay.
So we've been working really hard, and Jerry is somebody who is very humble, hardworking, and he has, like I said, all the attributes to become a very, very top striker. It's up to him to progress. It's up to him to stay humble, and I saw Tony Boas had the right opportunity for a call up in the national team.
But what kind of advice is when you move as a manager or as a coach for them or career paths? What advice when you tell them?
Every day, on a daily. Like I said before, we with the staff, incredible staff with huge experience, the likes of the legend himself, Mr. Niodate Lamte, speaks to the boys on a daily. But we advise them, so I think they showed it as well in the tournament. Say, no matter how tough it is, we really want this.
Okay.
And it's individual as a collective. So they want a good career, yes. They are fighting for it. But as a whole, it's not 1 against 11. It's 11v11 plus the we call it game changers that come and change the game for us. So say all these boys individually in Wami are very, very, very hungry and humble.
Okay.
And there's not a single player. I'll take example like someone like Aaron Essel, about 17, about 20, wako oni top coach Ibrahim Tanko, my friend, went to Morocco, did really well in the AFCON, but still came back, very humble, hard work, and showed quality in this tournament. So I think hard work and humility is the key for success, not only on the pitch but off the pitch.
And what are the challenging moments camping these boys now do my boss tournament again challenging for you?
The biggest challenge was the boys were ready too early.
Ready too early.
Yeah, so we pushed them, and I think even 2 weeks before the tournament they were buzzing. Like the energy levels they were really ready for the tournament, and it's a bit so it was up to us to contain them a bit. So there was moments instead of going in all out in training, because I mentally burnt out, and physically as well. So we peaked really early, and that's what actually for us happened in the first game against Congo, where we were overly excited to show that we were ready. And I think for me, the timing was perfect though, because then we grew into the tournament, and that was the plan. So the biggest challenge was just to contain the boys' crowd. So they were too overly motivated.
As a young coach, what legacy now person will carry more, especially here in Ghana?
I want to help as much as possible. I think I have different roles. I'm lucky I can share my small experience with whoever who's interested in my role, with the coaches. Helped with the Ghana DNA, help us find an identity, help rebuild the youth and the hunger for sports and through football. And I really want to use football as a way to impact the youth. We don't want to only create good footballers, we want to create good human beings, good men, because not all of them will make it as professional players on the highest level. But at least we have a moral obligations, at least outside football, we are better people in this community, and to help the nation on different levels.
Very well.
So this is also what we are doing in the coach education, so that they can go, and when they are coaching their academies or clubs now, they can say, okay, we have to be realistic. The percentage of players that make it to the top from Ghana is 1 out of maybe 1,000. But what about the rest? So we have a moral obligation to create very well educated young men who can help and the nation outside football.
Tournament here, boy, what toughest opponent in country then?
I would say
tough time.
Benin was the toughest opponent, because it was unfortunate the pitch wasn't good enough. It was very small and it was in favor of Benin. They try to say a boy and born na Nenkoyi and born in the pitch wasn't good, and the Benin opponent came really hard. We were really lucky for us in injuries. It wasn't a good an ideal circumstance for us to perform, but we managed to seal the win. And it shows the character.
Every year, and I said, what's happening? Going to say every year,
Miss Bao, Aziz Miss Bao, and my assist.
No. Okay. Now the end easy grammar, when the toughest are.
There's no easy game. There was no easy game.
You're not toughest there. They means that then you
I would say Gambia. Why? Because Gambia wanted to play football with us, and when you try to say about ball, we will take the advantage. Because when you try to play us, you create more space. You are on the ball, so you are thinking of scoring.
Okay.
So you think, say, Jibona, it's Michel Mutrino. But all the rest, I think the final was
very well. So, but there are sessions I'm focus Ghana football good. You call teams in countries in Kitu Biane share any idea as a coach. What opinion of one say officer Ghana football no a good, and DNA beating a revive in a year.
No, with this tournament we have proven even prior to the tournament no beyond share. In a sense the expectations weren't really high.
Okay.
Because that was a situation where we just came back from Ivory Coast, and but we have a lot of talent in this country, and also we are very lucky to have the likes of Mr. Otoado to come back, to come and lead the Black Stars. He's a top coach, 100%.
Otu is a top coach. When I had Mabe?
No, but I know a little about him, and what I know, he's the one that we need. He will help with the rebuild. He's a very modern. He's a Ghanaian, 100% Ghanaian. He has done it. He has played for the nation. He's the best possible solution we have at this moment, and we should support him. And he is going to do a fantastic job, and we will see the reward very soon.
Very soon. Fantastic. But what will you say about the supporters of Ghana in this particular tournament? They played a massive role. And we more recognize Nadia now the country.
No, I want to thank them. They were magnificent. Of course, also the further you go in a tournament, the more support then will win it, especially as a host nation. But I said it before, the Ghanaian supporter will be a supporting team. I didn't, because football, football. In football, we have 35 million above, people living in this country, but also 35 million coaches.
Yeah.
Remember, I cried to me, tactical advice.
Oh yeah.
BT says saying. Catch the boys in the woman to make so a Ghanaian supporter is somebody that supports with with their heart, and we have to cherish it. And they are honest. And look at the final. So we shouldn't take it as of course. When we are hard sometimes, but they all want the best for the nation, and this is their sport, and we have to give it to them. We have to entertain them. So we thank them so much, we love them so much, and there's more to come. More to come.
But all of that temperament, saying you do a not supporters need trouble coaches, to make it coaches
normal.
What's our command? What takes skin? So Conan go ye, Becky Kabiatino.
Yeah, you were in here. You don't have any problem.
But you think that this under 20 waiting their coffee to the point of winning the World Cup for Ghana?
With what our president is doing, and with the support he's giving us, and the hang of everybody in the FA, from the people that is taking care of the entire to the HR to finance, we are very hungry people, and with the support of the nation, we will reach far.
Very far.
All the youth national teams and even the Black Stars.